Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we don't.
She's Molly.
And he's Tyler.
And we got a couple of Christmas horror movies for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're not out of the Halloween yet.
Nope.
It's always Halloween at our house.
Yeah.
So, the first one we're going to be talking about is Krampus, the 2015 movie from Trick or Treat and Godzilla King of the Monsters director, Michael Dougherty.
Yep.
This movie is about a kid who loses the Christmas spirit. So Krampus has to come and punish him and his family for his transgressions.
Yeah.
Now, this movie stars MJ Anthony as the main character, Max, Adam Scott, Mr. Icetown himself, as his father, Tom, Toni Collette as his mother, Sarah, Stephanie Levy Owen as his older sister, Beth, Krista Sadler as his grandma, or Omi, I guess that's what he calls her, Conchata Farrell, the late great Conchata Farrell as Aunt Dorothy, Allison Tolman as his Aunt Linda, David Kushner as her husband, Howard.
I think that's all the big names.
That's all the big names. It has some other characters like Linda and Howard's kids, and it also has some surprising voice actors for some of the various creatures in this movie. It has Seth Green and Justin Roiland. That was interesting.
That is interesting.
So, Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I first saw this movie with Alex back when it first came out. I was actually working at a movie theater at the time. Hated that job. It was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it never sounds fun to work at a movie theater.
Best part of it was getting to see free movies.
Mm-hmm.
But, we went to go see this movie. I hadn't seen Trick or Treat at the time. And King of the Monsters, of course, was 4 years away, so hadn't seen that yet either. So this is my first, exposure to Michael Dougherty's movies outside of, his writing credits on the first two X-Men movies and Superman Returns. And I think for a first exposure to his work, it's pretty good entry point.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pretty neat movie, really. It has most of all the creatures and stuff are practical effects.
Yeah, that's what I really liked that.
And it's nice to see all these different creatures just come to life in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got all these manic gingerbread men, a demon Jack-in-the-Box with jaws like a snake.
Yeah, he was creepy.
We have Krampus himself. Who,
he looked really creepy.
Jeez, this guy.
Yeah, he's scary looking. They did a good job with him.
He just looks so cool and creepy.
Yeah.
And there's the thing sorry, I don't know what words are. A really neat thing about this movie is, as soon as this other family comes in, the mom's sister, brother-in-law, and all their kids.
Yeah.
As soon as they come in, you think, oh, man, these guys are gonna just be the worst part of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna hate them, and you're just they're gonna bring this movie so much down. And they don't. Not really.
Yeah.
At first, they're kind of annoying.
At first, yeah.
They're the typical relatives that you just don't really care for, but you got to deal with because it's the holidays and you guys are related.
Yeah.
But I think that this movie turns it around by showing that they are actual people at the end of the day, and the situation that they find themselves in causes everyone to come together to really work with this thing.
Yeah.
Because the dad, he's your typical redneck gun guy who's pretty critical of anyone who he thinks is weaker than him. But he turns around and he's still a little bit abrasive, but he cares for his family clearly, and he's gonna do what he needs to protect them.
He shows that.
And this especially clear in the extended cut, which we did watch. We watched the extended cut on the 4K, which, by the way, looks pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, we get more moments in the family that we didn't get in the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
And we get to see the mom and her sister, reconcile some things that happened between them in their childhood, and it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the girls who come, and they're kind of annoying, kind of mean, but they turn that around a little bit. I mean, they don't get as much focus as some of the other characters, but they get better throughout the movie. And then, well, there's not much to the boy. He says no words pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
He's just the fat kid, and he likes to eat.
Yeah.
Which, he's not bothering anyone. He's just eating. He just wants to be vibing.
Yeah, I don't think they give him any speaking lines. I think that's just his character. He does not talk.
He's fat. He likes to eat. He's not bothering nobody. He's just vibing.
Oh, here comes the snowplow back down.
Yeah, it's
blizzarding outside, and it was blizzarding during Krampus.
Yeah,
I can't talk.
Campus.
Is blizzarding even a word?
Sure.
Blizzarding.
It's blizzarding.
I made up the word blizzarding.
I don't think you did.
Here comes the snowplow.
Anyways. So, now Alex and I actually covered this movie on his podcast, Capacity to Geek, back in 2020 for their Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm. I was there. I just was not allowed to speak.
She was there, but she was not allowed to speak. No. And so this was Alex's pick for his movie. If you've seen the movie, you could see why. It's very creepy, very atmospheric, very relatable.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
When I saw the previews for it on TV and such, I was like, it didn't look like something I would like. I thought it looked too cheesy and stuff like that. But then when I actually watched the movie, you were the one who showed it to me, I realized that, yeah, you're supposed to have fun watching it. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be funny. And, I really liked it.
Yeah, and I like how, these are some decently intelligent characters. Like, they're not... Okay, some of them kind of act stupid, but
yeah.
It's not... It's the realistic kind of stupid. It's the kind of actions that you could see yourself making in the kind of situation that they're in.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, it makes sense. It's not the kind of stupid where it's like, why are you doing this? You are going to die.
Yeah, because they let their daughter go out in the cold blizzard, but to go see her boyfriend, but they're like, okay, just see who else has power, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they didn't know that there were creatures on the loose at the time, so it wasn't like they made that dumb of a decision.
For all they know, it's just a normal storm.
Yeah.
They didn't. Far be it from them to expect literal Satan Santa.
Yeah. Definitely was not expecting that. Well, I mean, I was, but they were not.
They weren't. And like we said before, this is the second of 3 movies from Michael Dougherty. This man has made 3 movies, and I love every single one of them. Whether it be Halloween horror with Trick or Treat, or kaiju action with Godzilla King of the Monsters, this man knows what audiences come here to see.
Halloween is definitely my favorite of his, though.
Yeah, Trick or Treat?
Yeah. Trick or Treat, sorry.
Yeah, Halloween's something else.
Yeah, I know. I just got tongued out. I was thinking Halloween and said Trick or Treat. You know what I mean.
I personally prefer King of the Monsters, of course.
You just got a special thing for Godzilla, though.
Well, when you do it as well as he does. I mean, come on. But what was your favorite scene in this movie?
There are a lot of good scenes in this movie. I don't know if this is my favorite scene, but it is a good scene, I think, and that is the opening. it's slow-mo, crazy holiday shopping. People are trampling each other, they're fighting each other. It's in a crowded store, and then it shifts. Everything's in slow motion, and it shifts to the Christmas play they're doing. I guess that's in a mall. I'm not really for sure.
Mall or department store.
Yeah, but they're doing a nativity scene, and the main character Max starts fighting another character.
Because that kid told the first graders that Santa wasn't real.
So, and it's all in slow motion, and you just get a good opening of the movie, and just how terrible and stressful
that people are around the holidays.
Yes.
Because if you've ever worked retail, especially retail around the holidays, you know it's not fun.
Yeah, no. All right, what's your favorite scene?
I think I'm gonna have to say Omi's story.
That's a good one.
You know, it changes to the stop motion animation, kind of reminiscent of the Rankin Bass Christmas specials, and it just goes into how, you know, when she was a little girl, she she was in a bad place because at the time she was living in from the vibes and the just general conjecture I'm getting, she was living in East Germany during the Cold War when things were being run by USSR, so things weren't great for her. So
very, very poor community.
Yeah, you know, food is scarce. There's just not a whole lot of hope, and especially not a lot of Christmas spirit at the time because you're living under communist rule. And so, you know, she doesn't want to see her family again because she, you know, they made her lose the Christmas spirit, and then, you know, Krampus comes in, takes them all. She's expecting to get taken too, and then he just leaves her there with just the bell.
Yep.
You know, I really like the change to animation. I love the atmosphere and the general vibe of that scene. It's just really good.
There are a lot of other good scenes in the movie, as well as the two we mentioned. It's hard for me to pick a favorite.
I also really liked. Also spoilers for this one and the next movie we're going to cover. But with the next one we're going to cover, this movie's almost 40 years old, and there's not really much in the way of spoilers to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, just anyways. Spoiler warning in general. Yeah. I also liked at the end when when Max, you know, he's trying to bargain with Krampus that, you know, take him instead, and Krampus is like, okay, drops him in the fire, and then Max wakes up back in his bed, and it's Christmas morning.
Yeah. Which I also really like.
And everything's fine at first, you know. It seems like, you know, it was all just a bad dream. Then he opens a gift. It was the bell that Krampus gave his Omi, but like he won for him. And then we zoom out and we see their house in the snow globe.
Yeah, and everyone starts to remember and think, oh, did that really happen? But yeah, I like how it ends with some ambiguity. Are they trapped in the snow globe? Did this all really happen? Is Krampus just keeping an eye on them? I like it.
Now, there is some ambiguity in there if you're just going by the movie version of it.
Yes, I am.
However, there is a comic that came out after this movie that explained that Krampus is just keeping an eye on them.
That is good. That makes me feel better.
Because, you know, I'm
actually trapped in a snow globe.
We see all those other snow globes, and we see that, okay, he's just keeping an eye on them.
He's got quite a bit of snow globes.
But, you know, for the purposes of the movie, it's really cool to just, you know, see all that and just not know really what happened at the end.
Yeah, it leaves you kind of confused, and I like it.
You know, this is a Christmas movie I make sure I watch every year. It's just so much fun.
Yep.
Now, who's your favorite character from this?
That's also I kind of like the aunt.
Aunt Dorothy.
Yeah, Aunt Dorothy. Just because she's funny. I don't know. I also like the main character, Max. He's a good kid. It's hard for me. What about you? Do you have a clear favorite character?
I'm down to like 3 different ones. I really like Aunt Dorothy.
Yeah.
You know, Conchata Farrell was putting in a really great performance with this movie. She unfortunately passed 2 years ago, in October of 2020, she was 77. You know, a lot of people, me included, know her best from Two and a Half Men. So there's that. Also, I really liked Max's dad, Tom.
Yeah.
First of all, I love Adam Scott and anything
Yeah.
he's in. Like I said, Icetown. Okay, I love Parks and Rec. I love Step Brothers. So he's just, you know, he just has a talent for showing up in maybe not leading man roles, but he's always putting in his best work.
Yeah.
You know.
He always plays good characters. Yeah.
And I also really liked Omi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just her backstory and just her general. She even before Krampus comes in, you could tell she's seen some stuff, and she's not, and she's just been around a while. Which she's old.
She's old.
But but you also get the feeling that all right, she's not really gonna deal with anyone's nonsense because she was making cookies when they got home, and then Tom told her that what was it, Sarah?
Yeah.
Sarah made some cookies and just
Bought some.
And
she just
the look on her face is like, I hate her.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, definitely between those three. You know, I mean, everyone's putting in a good performance in this movie, though.
Yep.
And especially Toni Collette, which, if you're gonna watch a horror movie starring Toni Collette, watch this one, not Hereditary.
Yeah. I agree.
So, I think that'll have to do it for us. Any final thoughts on Krampus?
It's a really good movie that if you haven't watched yet, I think you should give it a chance.
Go do it.
Yeah. Especially before Christmas.
Yeah, which is
very soon.
The as of the time we're recording this now, it's December 22nd, 2022. Yep. That's a lot of twos.
Yes. 12, 22, 22.
Yeah, so check this movie out if you haven't. And we're going to be talking about our next movie, which is Gremlins.
Nee, 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 nee.
And here we have Gremlins, the 1984 movie directed by Joe Dante, starring... Where is he at?
I have a question. What did Steven Spielberg have to do with it then?
Oh, he produced it.
Okay. For some reason I thought he directed it.
No.
I just saw his name in the credits and just assumed, I guess.
Alright. Let me, executive producer,
Okay.
which means, I don't know what it means.
Means top producer.
Also,
I assume.
This movie was also written by Chris Columbus.
He was involved with Harry Potter, if I am correct.
He directed the first two Harry Potter movies. He also wrote... he directed Home Alone.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure he's done other things too. But
Probably.
Anyway, so
Alright.
Gremlins is a story of a young man, high school student. I'm not sure what Billy is. Well, he has a job.
I
so
would assume he's graduated high school.
he's just
He
an adult
definitely looks
living with
much
his
older than
parents.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's given a very unique Christmas present by his dad. He's given a Mogwai, or Gremlin as they're later called, who he names Gizmo.
Yep.
And there are 3 rules that go along with this creature. Number 1 is don't keep him away from bright lights.
Yep.
Sunlight will kill him. Number 2 is don't get him wet. Number 3 is no matter how much they beg, no matter how much they cry, never feed them after midnight.
And Billy immediately breaks all of those rules. I mean, he was tricked into feeding him after midnight.
Yeah, and he didn't pour water on the Gremlins.
Yeah, it was all accidents, but they do all end up being broken one way or another.
Now, this movie stars Zach Galligan as Billy. For some reason, this IMDb page is completely out of order.
I noticed.
He's halfway down the list.
And he's the main character.
Anyways, Phoebe Cates as his love interest, Kate. That's weird. Phoebe Cates, Kate. Anyways, Dick Miller as his neighbor, Mr. Futterman. He's always going on about how foreign things are bad, stuff like that. Judge Reinhold as his co-worker, Gerald. Some of you may know him best as Judge from Arrested Development or Judge from Clerks the Animated Series.
Sorry, I'm coughing
What's
a lot
with
today.
you?
I don't know. I thought I was getting over my cold, and then I start coughing. Oh, you are too.
You gave me your allergies. Anyways, Hoyt Axton plays Billy's father, Randall Peltzer.
Hoyt. It's a fun name. Hoyt.
Where is she?
The mom, yeah. Where's the mom?
Frances Lee McCain plays his mom, Lynn. Corey Feldman also features in this movie. He plays, what is Pete, the guy in the Christmas tree outfit who delivers Christmas trees to people.
Yep.
I don't like the way this IMDb page is set up. This thing sucks.
And then we have the mean lady. What's her name?
We have Polly Holiday as Mrs. Deagle.
My gosh.
And full disclosure, I hate this character.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
You know, props to her actress. She's doing a magnificent job.
She's doing a good job at getting us all to hate her.
Yeah. So nothing against the actress. I'm sure she's a lovely person, and she's doing a wonderful job. But like I said, her character is exactly as hateable as she's meant to be.
Yeah, she's meant to be hateable.
So she's doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gremlins. What can we say about this movie?
It's always been one of my favorite movies to watch, especially around Christmas time. I always try to watch it around Christmas time.
Yeah, I do too.
I remember watching this as a young kid. My grandma had it on VHS, and we would watch it, and Oscar would be scared. And I admit I'd be a little scared sometimes, too.
I never actually watched this movie until I was in middle school.
Oh, wow.
I was 13, and we were given our choice between a few Christmas movies to watch. I'm not sure what any of the other choices were, but, a lot of people said Gremlins, so I was like, okay, that sounds kind of neat.
Gremlins a try.
Yeah, let's try it. And, but the weird thing is we were watching it around Halloween time. So they may not have been Christmas movies, but they might have just been horror movies. Whatever.
I like to classify this one as Christmas.
It's, it's a Christmas horror movie like Krampus or Black Christmas or that one with the guy dressed as a killer Santa. I forgot which one that was. Doesn't matter.
I don't remember, it doesn't matter.
Anyways, so yeah, Gremlins. Like you're gonna hear us say in our Indiana Jones video with Alex, this was one of the movies that contributed to the PG-13 rating getting created, partially because of all the the Gremlin violence.
Yeah. There's guns. There's smoking.
It's kind of a little bit heavy for the small ones in the audience.
Yeah. So between I guess PG and R is what they had. They didn't have one in between at the time. So
no, they didn't.
It's much more, I'd say, PG than R. It's not.
But it's much
crazy. I don't remember any language in there either.
Not really.
But
no.
it's like I would not show my little kid this movie. Definitely.
Dude,
not.
I'm showing our kids this as soon as I can.
They'll be scared. Which I watched it pretty young too, so I guess it's okay.
Our kids turn 4. Time for Gremlins.
Gremlins time. Their 4th Christmas is Gremlins time.
Yeah.
All right.
So, so this and Temple of Doom both had Steven Spielberg's involvement, contributed to the PG-13 rating needing to be created because they wanted something that was fit in that gray area between PG and R.
Mm-hmm. It's a big jump between those two.
Yeah, especially nowadays where PG is basically just a little bit above G.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, the only movies that really get a G rating are, Pixar movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, the ones that are really, really aimed towards kids.
Yeah, and PG goes to like stuff like Frozen, where there's a bit of a penis reference.
There is?
Yeah, when Anna says that size doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Penis reference. Anyways, yeah, PG doesn't really mean a whole lot today, but back then it actually meant something. Parental guidance,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I get what they're saying. Like PG, you that is a technically speaking that does fit Gremlins,
Yeah.
but going by PG now, no, not really.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one is rated PG-13?
No, this one's PG.
Okay. All right.
No,
So it didn't get created for Gremlins. It just helped.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no, the first
It's PG, but
the first PG-13 movie wasn't until the original Red Dawn.
Okay.
Which, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see why this would be a problem for the rating system.
So, well, like you said, you watched this a lot when you were a kid with your little brother Oscar.
Yeah.
Not so little anymore.
No. Taller than me now.
Man is 7 feet tall.
I probably got some weight on him though. He's a skinny little guy.
Yeah, but he can still beat you up though.
Yes. I am weak. Anyways, yeah, I watched it a lot.
I didn't, like I said, but after that time in middle school, I did try to watch it as much as I can around the Christmas season. And Gremlins 2, I haven't seen nearly as much as I've seen this one.
Yeah, I've only seen it once or twice, and it was a long time ago, and I have considered, I think I saw it on some streaming service, and I thought, oh, I really need to watch it again because I have no idea what happened. And I know it's not as good.
No, it's still good. It's just not as good as the first one.
I need to watch it again.
And I'd like to say that, you know, between all the animatronics and puppets and however whatever methods they used to bring these Gremlins to life, they did a really fantastic job.
It's really fun to watch them and all their crazy antics.
You know, whenever I watch this movie and I see Gizmo, I completely believe it.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I want to hold him and I want to cuddle him because he's just a little guy.
He's going through a lot during this day.
He's not a puppet. He's real.
He's having a very rough day. He needs a hug.
Yeah.
You know, it's completely believable.
Yeah, it really is.
And same thing with the with the Gremlins too. They're a little less realistic looking, but these are not realistic creatures to begin with. So
I'm not concerned about that.
It's allowable.
Yeah.
You know, you got these several dozen little green devils just running around, causing trouble, doing all sorts of mayhem, and I believe that every single one of them are on that screen.
Yeah, it's just so fun watching them.
I see them, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's just Gremlins.
Yeah, it's easy to believe,
Yeah, these things, they're very believable, which is, which helps with the practical effects.
Yeah, I love practical effects. I would take practical effects over CGI any day of the week, as long as it looks good.
Well, even if it looks bad, you know, a bad puppet is still gonna have that charm about it. That
there's just something that you.
It's like when you go back and watch The Phantom Menace, which is a weird thing to use for this example, but bear with me. When you go back and watch the older prints of that movie that have puppet Yoda, you know, I think it looks good compared to when they went back and put a CGI puppet there. I mean, granted, it does help with cohesion with the next two prequels that came after it.
Yeah.
But you know, it also still it fits better with the original trilogy.
I like Puppet Yoda.
Which is probably why they brought back Puppet Yoda for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I almost said The Rise of Skywalker.
I don't remember those ones.
They didn't bring back Puppet or CGI Yoda for Rise of Skywalker. They just brought back Frank Oz to do the voice. So, what was your favorite part of this movie? Gremlins, that is.
Well, let me think. First of all, I love Gizmo. He's the cutest little thing. I have a little stuffed animal Gizmo because I love him so much and I want him to be real and I want him to be mine. So really any scene with Gizmo. However, I think I will choose... Okay. When Mrs. Deagle dies. Well, one, I don't like her character, but also the scene where she opens the door and the gremlins are singing to her. It's just very iconic.
And they're singing their theme song,
yeah,
too.
they're just going, nah, 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 nah. I love it. It's
And
perfect.
she just gets launched up the
Yeah.
stairs and flies out the
They mess
window.
with her chair, so it just shoots her right out the window. She goes flying.
That's perfect.
What about you?
I'm gonna have to say the bar scene.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Because I just love watching all
They're
the
so crazy.
gremlins being chaotic
Yeah.
and just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are probably some of my favorite movie monsters. I just love them so
Yeah.
much.
They're funny, they're crazy, they're goofy, but also they're violent and can be scary. For a younger me, I thought so.
I don't think I'll have to ask you who your favorite character was, do I?
Yeah, it's Gizmo. If you haven't noticed, it's Gizmo. Or the dog. If you haven't noticed yet, if you rewatch Gremlins, pay extra attention to Barney the dog, because that dog is a great actor. He acts so scared whenever he needs to be. You could just see it in his eyes. And he just is so confused whenever the pods are there, and I'm just amazed with this dog's acting skills.
Yeah, like, props to Joe Dante for getting a pretty good
Yeah.
performance out of this dog.
He's,
He just does exactly what he needs to in every scene.
yeah.
Like, even when they had to, hang the dog up by his neck with Christmas lights, he's just like, all right.
He's just sitting there. But he's cute. But yes, my favorite character is Gizmo. What about you?
I think I'd have to say Stripe, actually.
Oh yeah.
He's just so much fun. He's he's the leader of all the bad gremlins, but he's just so chaotic, so off the walls. I love watching him every single time.
He's fun. He's fun.
Now, funny thing about those two, Gizmo and Stripe were actually had some pretty well-known voice actors
Oh
do
yeah,
them.
I think I know who does Gizmo.
Gizmo was played by Howie Mandel.
Yep, I was right.
Yep. The guy from Deal or No Deal.
I just know him as
among
Howie Mandel.
among other things he's done.
Yeah.
I know him best from Deal or No Deal. Also, the guy who played Stripe, little known actor. You may or may not know him. His name was Frank Welker.
Is it bad I don't know him?
Well, yes, considering he's one of the most prolific actors ever.
Okay, give me some things that he's been in.
Aladdin.
Who was he in Aladdin?
He was Abu.
Oh, okay.
And he was the Cave of Wonders.
Okay.
He was Megatron on the original Transformers show.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that.
He was Darkseid on the animated Super Friends.
I wouldn't know that.
He's been Scooby-Doo and Fred on most Scooby-Doo animated things
I do know that.
for the past 50 years, maybe?
All right.
He's
Okay, I see. I know who he is.
basically, if there was any sort of animal or whatever from the 80s until like the now, probably, it's probably going to be played by Frank Welker. At one point he was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most
Credits?
no, not the most credits, but like the most profitable actor,
Oh.
just based off of his quantity of voice works.
That's really cool.
So man has done quite a bit. I could check to see how many credits on IMDb he has.
I assume it's a lot.
Oh, it is a lot. If I had to make a guess, he has 896 credits.
That is a lot.
Counting upcoming ones, it'd be 898.
Oh.
But I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look,
Oh, he's Curious George. He's Scooby Doo. He's
Garfield. He's
all kinds of people I've seen.
the man has a considerable amount of work.
Yeah. I
He's
can see.
he does a lot,
Yeah.
and in a way, he's kind of underrated because you
Like
didn't
you
know
said,
who he
yeah,
was.
I don't know his name. I've heard his voice.
You
but
don't.
I don't know
You don't know his name, but you know his work.
Yeah.
You know, so he's been working for a long time, like a really long time, and I'm sure he's done some live action stuff,
Probably.
but most people wouldn't know that it's him. What I think though is really interesting that he's still doing Fred and he sounds the exact same.
Yeah, that is impressive.
But like we said, he's a really great voice actor.
Yep.
One of the best. If I'm just gonna say it, he's definitely one of the best. He's very much up there.
Yeah, well, I can tell. All right.
So is there anything more we need to say about Gremlins?
I don't think so. I just love Gizmo.
Well, both Krampus and Gremlins are definite recommends from us.
Yep. You should watch them if you haven't yet.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
See you next time.